does. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Reaching for stars. I wonder where you are. Oh.
I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're lying close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Search for you, stay on.
We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious.
Yo, hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? What's going on today? on this wonderful Thursday of all Thursday. What's going on? It's a good day today. Y'all having a good day today? Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's having a good morning. I hope y'all woke up on the good side, the right side of the bed today. Having a good day. Making today your bitch. That's for sure. So anyhow, we got some new details, and we're gonna go over the let's see here. We're gonna go over the Riley Strain case because we went over it the other day. We didn't really have much time to talk about it, and I wanted to finish going over it today. And I know I'll be busy later, so I wanted to, jump on it while I had time today. So we're gonna pull up some of the newer stuff that's going on right now because I believe they found his shirt. A homeless man had his shirt, and it had vomit on it. So he still wore it with the vomit. Yuck. But anyhow, let's get to it. Let's see here. Rowena with the $1.99 says, I'm mailing your rubies. I'm mailing you rubies too this morning. Mercy me. She must be being a bad little pup. Leave my baby alone. You better be being nice to her. You better be giving her some lovin's. Let me pin this link real quick. All right, so we're gonna get started. So the last place he was seen was he was at the bar with his fraternity. He was in Nashville, Tennessee, hanging out at Luke Bridge 32, the bar, and he was really intoxicated. He was overserved, and then they kicked his ass out. Like they told him he had to leave. So he's there with his his frat brothers, and they're hanging out. He is told to leave. He has to leave by himself. They won't let anybody else get up and leave. One of his fraternity brothers said that he got up to try and leave with him, and they wouldn't let him leave. They told him he had to stay with his group. So, not too sure. Let's see here. I'm not too sure why they wouldn't let him leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why they wouldn't let somebody leave with him and why they made him leave alone after they removed him. They also have the Cajun Navy. They have the Cajun Navy out searching as well. So, and I noticed that bigger YouTubers like Pascal and a couple other ones are picking this up. I know I seen JLR had picked this up. I'm glad they're getting some coverage because, like I said before, he wasn't really getting any kind of coverage. So I'm glad that they're talking about him, getting it out there. It's been almost 2 weeks now. So
going to be there.
A coalition of out-of-state volunteers now.
If it's going on, we're going to be there.
A coalition of out-of-state volunteers now joining the search for Riley Strain as his family urged for more resources 12 days after the 22-year-old's disappearance from a Broadway bar. This as Riley's family continues to pray for any clue bringing the University of Missouri student home. Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino joined the water search today on a boat from North Carolina.
Today's effort is largely thanks to the United Cajun Navy, a water search and rescue group that responds to situations like this nationwide. Today, they put 2 kinds of boats in the water. The United Cajun Navy, a nonprofit based out of Louisiana, is in Nashville with nearly 5,000 volunteers nationwide ready to aid in water search and rescues and natural disasters. Director of Operations David Flatt coordinating volunteers from North Carolina, Alabama, and beyond, coming to Nashville with an airboat equipped with sonar and rescue gear. A hovercraft able to fly above marshes, mud, sand, and tough-to-see areas.
This hovercraft can negotiate any kind of terrain.
And K9 tracking dogs, recanvassing the riverbank up and downstream and where Riley was last seen, here by the James Robertson Parkway. But visibility in the Cumberland River is poor, only reaching about 2 feet deep. Tonight, the airboat's LED lights will increase that.
Tonight, we'll have anywhere between 5 to 6 foot visibility with those lights on the airboat.
I don't know why the hell this didn't just flip over. What the hell happened? Let's put it back up again. I don't know what the fuck just happened here, but it's just shut off. On my end, maybe it didn't shut off on your end, but it shut off on my end.
Riley Strain's father looking tirelessly for any sign of his son and grateful for the help.
It's a whole lot more resources than what we've had so far. Of course, I wish that this could have happened a week ago. It takes time to get this stuff in place. These people have been so good to come out and help us. We're tired. We're real tired. So some fresh people coming in has really helped.
Metro Police and emergency management search teams also searching the water today. And the United Cajun Navy says it will also be assembling volunteers for an intensive land search of the riverbanks in upcoming days, a rocky, steep terrain often filled with garbage. Flagg says he got in touch with Riley's family after watching news coverage and hearing from the Facebook group of 63,000 followers dedicated to Riley's case.
Found out from them what was going on and the level of their frustration at that point. Yeah, we have the resources to be able to help. We're not going to not help.
And Metro detectives say they continue to filter through the many tips and leads that they're receiving, as well as recanvassing this very area where Riley was last seen, as well as heading into homeless camps to see if those folks know anything. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
We want to take you right now to Nashville, Tennessee, where the family of 22-year-old Riley Strain is given an update on the missing University of Missouri student. Let's listen.
Yeah, so here's another update. And this family, man, my heart just hurts for them. And like he said, they're exhausted. They're tired. They've been searching day in and day out, day in and day out. So anybody that can come in and help, they're really grateful for any help they're getting right now. And I couldn't imagine having to search for my child and beg for help at the same time.
As we try to get more organized for our family and see if we can't bring some more clues to light. We're very grateful for everyone that's done everything so far. We ask that you continue. We ask that you work and help with us to become more organized, because we don't want individuals out there alone without us knowing, so that we want to make sure everybody's careful. Safety is the number one priority. We appreciate more than you'll ever know the outpouring that we've received from the community, from the press, and everyone else involved. Our goal is still to bring Riley home. We feel that is still a very pliable goal. We feel like Dave and his team and the volunteers that he knows are very skilled and will help bring this for us. This time, I'm going to turn it over to Dave and let him kind of bring some information to light. If we have questions at the end, we'll be more than happy to address, but I do ask that we have a little bit of courtesy for what we're going through right now, and give us just, a few questions, and we'll again meet as we have more information, okay? Thank you. Dave?
Thank you, sir. My name is David Flagg. For those who don't have a spelling, last name is F like Foxtrot, L-A-G-G. And I am the National Director of Operations for the United Cajun Navy. Those of you who may not know, people who in the audience that may not know, we are a disaster response organization. We respond to natural disasters, all over the country. We're formed during Hurricane Katrina when New Orleans was flooded so badly. We had just a bunch of good old boys that had boats and took it upon themselves to go out into the waters of New Orleans and start rescuing people, taking them supplies, et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward to today, our organization has been to almost every major natural disaster in this country, to include Hurricane Michael, Hurricane Ian, the Texas wildfires. We have people there now, the fires in Maui. So that's kind of an overview, brief overview of what we do. We also obviously get involved in missing persons cases. We do search and rescue and focus on providing supplies of whatever nature the people might need them, food, clothing, etc. I was to touch on the reason that we're here today. We were contacted by Riley's family and asked to step up and provide some more resources to this search activity. And we have been pretty much involved from the very first day that we heard about it, which I believe was on Monday, would have been the 10th, 11th, whatever day that was. We've had an airboat here on the river. We've had people involved behind the scenes and following this and understanding what's been happening here with regard to the search efforts of individuals. We felt that it was probably a real good idea for us to step in and organize a structured and organized search activity for this. We also have, today we have a hovercraft coming in and a pilot to run that craft. If he gets there early enough, we will be on the river today. And if not, we'll start early tomorrow morning and spend a good bit of time on the river here, assisting in that search. We had an airboat here, and that individual will be returning, I believe, Friday, possibly Saturday. I would reiterate what Riley's father said. Our main focus, obviously, is to find Riley. Our secondary focus is to ensure the safety of the people who are out here searching. If we have folks just out on their own on these very steep and treacherous terrain on the riverbank and other treacherous aspects of this search, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with you. It's not safe. It's real dangerous. So I would encourage any volunteers who have been here and are searching to please come under the umbrella of the United Cajun Navy search. We will be putting together a structured and organized ground search at some point in the near future. I don't have the specific information on that yet, but I will make that information known once I have it. If you do intend to come out and search with us or to continue to search on your own, there are some safety aspects that you need to know. Number one, you need to be wearing some sturdy shoes. You need to have some heavy gloves on and some nitrile or rubber gloves as well. There's a lot of garbage and debris and needles and bodily fluids of one kind or another that are on these riverbanks that you really don't want to be exposed to. So that's what I would ask of you, just for your own safety. And I would also reiterate what Riley's father said. If you all do have questions for the family, please be very, very sensitive.
You've been listening to the family of Riley Strain give an update on the missing university.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really, really hard on them. Like I said, it's been 13, 14 days now. And they've been searching and finally just started getting some help. So, I mean, I'm sure they're exhausted, and that's why I said kind of keep it respectful in chat, because we don't know if the family and friends are watching. We don't have any ideas, so I don't want to, I don't want to be negative by any means, because I know that they're so stressed out right now, and it's, you know what I'm saying. If we put ourselves, I mean, you guys, I know y'all don't do that here. I'm just, you know what I mean, for the ones that are not normally here, just, I just want to put that out there. Please, be considerate, because it's tough right now. They're really going through it. So this right here came out, says the shirt thought to be Riley Strain's had vomit on it. And this is a Nashville homeless advocate. So he kind of goes over the shirt that was found. And I am beginning to wonder, because at first they said that they don't believe he's in the water. And then 2 TikTokers found his bank card, which was on the bank of the water. So of course they started searching the water more. And now this has come forward that they've found his shirt. Potentially a homeless man has it and has been wearing it. I'm not sure here. So,
and thank you for having me. So when
we'll give it a listen.
And thank you for having me. So when I seen the the podcast with Sabrina on there, my first thing was to go check it out, to see if I could rule out anybody at the camp, because I've grown to love them down there. And there's some really good people there. But 2, to see if there's any validity to it, because we've all been following the Riley Strain situation. So when I got down there, I, just kind of put my feelers out, because a lot of the people down there trust me. And there's a lot of people down there that, are more than willing to help and to provide information for things like that. The first contact that I talked to, she told me that she said the word is that a guy named Ross had the shirt down there. So I talked to her for a little bit. Another guy told me that he seen the shirt on the same guy, and the reason he noticed it, because it was bigger. And it kind of went down further, because the guy in question, allegedly, that had the shirt, is about my height, which is 5'8". And then I left, and I got a text message from the same girl. She said she actually asked Ross, because when I was down there, I said, hey, have him call me if he had this shirt, or if he, tell him to call me. Let's see if we can link him up with the investigators or something to maybe get this shirt to him. She said that she talked to him, and that he said he was looking for copper over there by the Fort Nashboro. It's like a log cabin style building right there on Riverfront, and that he found it on the railing, and that it had puke on it, and he just wiped it off, wiped the puke off, and then put it on. And that's what multiple people said they seen him with that shirt. There was about 4 or 5 that identified him with that shirt.
So even if you maybe were suspect of the first person you asked, you said subsequent people had the same story about this man, who you said his name is Ross, but I think you also aren't sure that that's his real name. Is that correct?
Right. So immediately when I found this information out, I immediately tried to call Crime Stoppers, and the line was busy. So as I was pulling out of the homeless encampment, there was a Metro police officer parked in parallel with the camp. So I pulled right over to him.
And he said several people had seen him with that shirt. So.
And let him know the information. I also had video of the encounter of the people telling me this, and some of the stuff that they told me, and I was able to show him the video. And while I was there, another policeman pulled up, and also an undercover pulled up. So I was able to tell 3 different vehicles of police exactly the situation. I showed them the video, and then I also called my contact from Tent City, and she was able to explain that over the phone while I was there with the police about exactly what he said and where he found it. And then I told him the name, and one of the ways I was able to identify him was because he had gotten some sort of a altercation with another guy at the camp, where the other guy actually went to jail that night. So when I was telling the police officer about this, because I've had a relationship with this police officer before in the camp, I've had to, call the police for a situation down there before. He was able to pull the guy up immediately on his laptop, and I was able to say, yeah, that's who they're saying had the shirt. So, and that's kind of where it ended at that point.
So that man who was seen by multiple people wearing Riley's shirt with vomit on it, which is a brand new detail, and it links up to the family who saw Riley vomiting right just a few hundred yards from where the homeless encampment.
So people seen him vomiting, and oh my gosh, you guys, it just. And then I feel like, you know what I'm saying? First of all, he was drinking. He had been overserved. And then he had been asked to leave, removed from the bar. So once he left on his own because they said his fraternity brother tried to leave, and he tried to leave with them, and they wouldn't let him. They would not let him leave with Riley. So Riley leaves on his own. He's drunk, obviously intoxicated, and you see him smack that pole so stinking hard. He smacked that, and I want to say like a concrete base. When he hits it, we'll show video of that. He hit that sucker really hard. So I feel like he almost would have, some sort of head injury. When he sees the officer, when he passes by the officer, it's like a 2-second interaction. He doesn't sound like he's intoxicated. However, all he says is, a couple simple short words. Let's see here. Shazzy, that's wild. Member for 1 month. Hey, thank you so much for being here, love. I appreciate that. This is sad. He injured his head when he fell. He could be anywhere. Yeah, and I mean, he hit that hard, very, very hard.
That man is known to the police. The police know about these reports now. And do you know at this point, Chris, if the police have located the man who goes by the name of Ross, who was seen wearing Riley's shirt with vomit on it?
I honestly don't know. I have made a couple calls down there, and they said they've seen police down there, but they don't know if they've talked to them or not. So they did,
Chris,
they
one
said,
other thing,
yeah.
you just gave me a detail. You said that man who goes by the name of Ross, who was seen wearing Riley's shirt with the vomit on it, said to them, I found it on a railing near Fort Nashboro building between Gay Street and Broadway. And that may not sound like it makes sense to the national audience, but I will tell you in a moment, I'm going to show Riley's exact steps and that exact point. And it's impossible. It's impossible for Riley to have taken off his shirt with vomit on it and put it in the location where that homeless man described finding it, because it's way out of the distance. It's far away from where Riley was seen on surveillance video. So at least that part of where the homeless man says he found Riley's shirt on a railing, it doesn't add up. Chris, will you keep us posted on other details that you hear and check back in with us? It's remarkable information that you've brought to this puzzle. And thank God for you, honestly, because nobody seems to be able to get the police to listen to their reports, and yet you were able to, and I so appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I will absolutely keep you updated. And I've talked to the family today and sent all the video to them so that they can try to get with the police. I asked to talk to the investigators as well, because I hadn't got a call or anything since Saturday. So
thank you for watching.
Yeah, so I think that, so if he fell and he hit that pole and then he was vomiting, he got it on his shirt. I would say at some point he took the shirt off, but they did say that, the shirt was actually found completely in a different area than where he was. So They said actually it's like really not really possible. And as far as I see this question here, JD, this is just what the fraternity brother said, that he said he tried to leave and they stopped him from leaving. They wouldn't let him leave. I'm guessing maybe the other frat brothers or something, or security there. I don't know. I just know that they removed him, told him he had to leave. They told Riley that he had to leave, that he was overserved, and then so he was really, really intoxicated, and then they asked him to leave. So they removed him from the bar and he left. That's where you see him on camera where he's like stumbling. Matter of fact, here, I'll go find that. Matter of fact, we'll do a timeline. Here's a timeline right here. Here's a timeline. So we'll do this one. All right.
Today marks a week since a University of Missouri student went missing in Nashville. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tracy Cornett.
Well, this
and I'm Marius Payton. There's a lot.
No, because this is a week ago. I guess if it still has the videos, that's all that really matters. I want you guys to see him where he hits that pole because he hits it really hard. I guess it does kind of show with the family.
Long list of unanswered questions in this case. So tonight, our Sharon Dankwa spoke with his parents to break down everything we know so far about the night Riley disappeared.
Their night started out right here at the Temple Hotel. Riley and a few of his fraternity brothers were heading out towards Broadway, but now his family is laying out their path from the moment the boys left these doors to Riley's disappearance.
I said, have fun, be careful, I love you. I love you, and that's the last I heard.
It's a heartbreaking end to a Friday night. Michelle Whited says she wishes she could change. The night her 22-year-old son, Riley Strain, went missing. And here's what Riley's family says happened.
When they left Tempo, they went down to, I believe, Miranda Lambert's bar first. Spent probably about an hour and 15 minutes or so, maybe a little longer there.
This was around 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Riley's stepfather, Chris Whited, says the group of boys went from Miranda Lambert's to Garth Brooks's bar. Then they called Michelle.
He FaceTimed me.
And after that FaceTime, Riley's father, Ryan Gilbert, says the boys came here to Luke's 32 Bridge.
We know he was asked to leave at about 9:45. Riley was put out the bar, and by the time his friend was able to leave the bar, Riley wasn't any longer on the sidewalk. Apparently, he had started up 3rd Street.
He told his friends he was heading back to their hotel, but instead, a surveillance camera from an escape room on 3rd Avenue North caught this video of him walking by.
That's when he cut across the parking lot, when you can see him in the video go down. It's pretty disturbing.
Other nearby cameras caught these. You see Riley turning onto Church Street and then stumble onto Gay Street.
He made it, as far as we know, basically to the James Robertson Bridge, and that's at the critical time where what I call it when things went dark.
What we don't know or have video of is where he went after this last Life 360 ping near the James Robertson Parkway Bridge at 9:53 p.m.
We would like to see a little bit right before the parking lot to kind of know what was happening before the parking lot. And then we'd also like to know what happened after he crossed down onto Gay Street, because there's such a void that we haven't seen. There's something there that's going to fill some gaps.
Our whole heart is out there somewhere, and we need to find him. Please help.
Riley's family is asking everyone to check their cameras and call the police department if they see anything. In Nashville, Sharon Dankwa, WSMV 4.
Metro Police is not releasing more security video of Riley because they claim it's not in the public's interest to see him stumbling around town before he vanished. The Tennessee ABC is investigating to see if Luke Bryan's bar overserved Riley and broke state law, but the bar says Riley only had 1 alcoholic drink and 2 waters while he was there. Metro Police say no foul play is suspected, and they are treating this as a missing persons case.
A wallet, a cell phone, something to that effect, but so far we haven't found anything like that at all. We have to scrutinize that information.
right after this is when the TikTokers found the cards, or his bank card. Sorry, not cards. One card. So it's really sad, man. This is really heartbreaking. So this one was 11 hours ago, and it says we are committed to solve this mystery, and it's got his parents on here. We'll check in with this, and then we'll go. Anybody's welcome to pop up on panel. The link is pinned up at the top.
What do you make of the fact that several reputable people, Sabrina Martin, who we played at the beginning of the show, who works with the homeless, and made note of that very distinctive shirt. She didn't even know about the story about Riley. She'd never heard there was a missing student. She just remembers serving that man water and realizing the shirt underneath his dirty hoodie was very clean and had a big black pocket on it. She's the first account of the shirt. The second account being Chris Salisbury, who said that other homeless people saw it. What do you make of the fact that if that homeless person, Ross, was telling the truth, he was picking up the shirt over the railing blocks and blocks south in an area where Riley never walked? We know because we know from the video where he walked, and he was nowhere near Broadway and Gay Street. What do you make of that whole notion that there might be a man out there who did have Riley's shirt, and where do you think he got it?
We knew that, we'd have a lot more answers for what we're looking for right now. Like I said, when he goes off video at that street sign saying the height there by the bridge going in under James Robertson, that's the last we've ever seen him on video. Still had the shirt on at that point in time.
Did they update you? I know you've spoken with them every day since Sunday. Have they updated you with satisfying information or helpful information? And are they telling you a lot of things they haven't told us?
We feel like that we've gotten good information from them since, the weekend has started. We also brought in our own people with the United Cajun Navy, and Dave Flagg is working directly with them, and he's also coordinating our response as far as search efforts that we're doing and everything. We feel like between the two, we really are focusing quite well on what's going on, and we're getting more details. We also met with the mayor after our press conference on Monday. I think it was Monday. Yeah. So Tuesday, we met with the mayor and his team. So yes, we're getting more information. Yes, new things are coming in. I know that they have talked to the Sabrina Martin. I don't know what become of that yet, but I do know that they were talking to her because they told us that they were getting.
Good. Thank God. Because as of last night, when we had Sabrina Martin on the show, she said they had not reached out to her. And I was just devastated to hear that, 9-10 days had passed since Sabrina had made her report. Michelle, can I just ask you this? We're at day 12, and today I know there was searching going on at the dam and that they found nothing. As a mom, I would have been relieved by that. I wondered about you at the moment when they made the report that they found nothing at the dam today.
It's just all hard. It's all very hard. I'm thankful. I don't know how to feel, honestly. It's hard. It's all heartbreaking. We just want to find our son. And I'm sorry.
I understand. We want to help you find your son, and I've been very frustrated.
I know.
Go ahead, Michelle.
We appreciate the help. We do. Thank you for getting the word out about our boy. And
we have asked the Nashville police to join us every single night of this story to get the word out. because we know that viewers are responding. We know that TikTokers are responding. We know that social media and bloggers have actually helped to advance evidence in this case. And they have refused every single night that we've requested that they be on the air to help update this case and keep it in the public eye. So I'll tell you what, you have our commitment that we are going to continue to try to solve this exhaustingly sad mystery. But I can tell you from the bottom of our hearts, we feel for you. Thank you for being on. Chris Whited and Michelle Whited. Sorry. I'm going to continue doing the show. We're going to continue putting evidence together, and we will continue to be in touch with you. Thank you for being on tonight.
You're welcome. Just one more thing. We have more crews coming in. Texas EquiSearch is coming in to help. They'll be here Friday. Drones in the air Saturday and Sunday. Ryan, Riley's dad, is still on the river with the crews right now. So we got a lot of stuff going. And thank you for all the help.
EquiSearch is a phenomenal organization. I've worked with them for over 20 years. You'll be in great hands with them. They do great work and they have great results. So I am hoping that yields positive results. Thank you again, guys, for being on tonight.
Thank you.
How heartbreaking. And they, like I said, his dad said it's just exhausting. It is exhausting. Search and finally the police have started to get more involved. And here, okay, so this is their surveillance where he smacks into that pole and he hits his head so hard in this video. It's like, good Lord, it's so hard. Here he is stumbling. Now look, right here, he looks like he can barely stand up. Like he can barely stand up as he's walking. He's like stumbling around. But when he walks past the officer, he walks like he's fine. But right here, he hits that pole. And actually, it looks like he slides before, maybe. No, he hits that pole. No, he hits that pole. And it took him a few minutes to get up, and then wow. Like, you know what I mean? Weebles a little bit. So I wonder if this is after he hit the pole or before, where he's walking like this. Oh man. Poor kid. Well, and he's tall and skinny. I'm sure the alcohol probably hit his ass like a ton of bricks, if he had been drinking, or if they even pre-gamed before, They could have been drinking before eternity, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they could have been drinking the whole time and, before they even went to the bar or went out to dinner or whatever, we don't know. Maybe they didn't drink anything at all, maybe somebody put something in his drink. We have really no idea, I mean, as of right now, we don't really know much anything other than he was asked to leave, there was a couple that interacted with him and they said, let's see. Says couple interacted with Riley on the night he went missing. Family friend reports, but let's see. What's up? How you doing, love? Let's see here. What you up to?
Good morning, girl. Good morning,
Good morning.
girl.
Is this
It's really me. I promise. It's really me.
No, I know. I
know. I don't think anybody would really ever want to try to impersonate me. Well, I'm sure they might.
I just
You know
use
what I
it
mean?
anyway. You know what I mean? Like I just pop it up anyways. You know what I mean?
So Riley was Riley is a University of Missouri student that was in Nashville for a formal with his fraternity brothers.
Yeah. That's we went and looked on the map too. Did I not make it clear? I'm sorry. I should have made that more clear, huh?
No, honey, I didn't. I just woke up about the time that I said good morning. That was about the time that I got my ass out of bed. I've been being lazy this morning, so I missed the first part of it. I just, between your thought on maybe he had been overserved or maybe he had pre-gamed, I'm betting it probably would be that case because he was with his fraternity brothers. They were in Nashville for a formal event. So I would bet you're right on that.
Well, and they probably, I mean, a lot of kids do that. I mean, shit, adults do that. Shit, we've done that. When you go, get ready to go out, you drink a little bit before. Pre-game with your buddies or whatever, with your friends, with your people.
Yes, I do agree.
But when you hit that pole right there, look, did you see how hard he hit that sucker?
I did.
That's why I feel like he had some head injury because, I mean, walking drunk like he does, and then he hits that pole hard as hell. Like smacks right into that sucker. And
well, look at he's completely not moving. It takes him a minute before he starts moving and getting up again.
Yeah, we're about to go look. We're about to go on a field trip with this little map is where I was getting ready to go. And then let's see.
So did he hit the pole before this stumbling, or does he stumble before he hits the pole?
He starts stumbling and then looks like he tips over and hits the pole.
See, oh man, this is awful. Then we got to take into consideration what that person said last night about the Cumberland River. They do. I went and looked, and they do have lots of barges that are coming in and out of the Cumberland River. So that then, oh man.
Yeah, and the undercurrent they said is very, very bad. So
I wondered that too, Shell Bell. Why is he running? Was he just in a hurry to get back to where he needed to be?
Well, this so they're searching. Oh, hold on. What's up, Blunt B? Hey, Roro.
Hi, what's up?
What's up,
Yeah, the Cumberland River's nothing to play with, man. I tell you what, those currents in that river are something else.
That's what I was looking at last night, Rowena, after that person had come in and said, hey, I'm a local. That river is nothing to play with.
Is. And, barges, it kind of comes in spurts. It's like, you'll have like a ton of barges coming through and then not so many. And depends on the water level and all, where they're coming from. And, yeah. That's what I'll have up here and say. Shame on you, Ashley Banfield, for doing that to that mother. That was absolutely disgusting. And I think she realized what she did and had to break down in tears. Stop it. That was disgusting to ask her that question, that mama. How did you feel? How did you have a sense of relief? They did. That was just gross. Sorry. I can't stand her. That was disgusting.
So this is the Cumberland River that we're on
Yeah.
riding down right now, right?
It
Yeah.
says, that's what the says. Search for
That's-
Riley Strain from Cajun Navy boat in downtown Nashville. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
And there's tons of those bridges, that, go over train bridges, car bridges, why are there so many, is him hitting his head like that?
Yeah.
Just my profession tells me some things that scare me. I just don't understand how they could find his shirt so far away. I just,
It's just so sad. This kid went to a college formal, and from that night, his life and his parents' lives were forever more changed.
it's heartbreaking, man. Prayers, good vibes for his family, for him, the volunteers.
I did hear that one of his fraternity brothers called 911. They were the ones who made the 911 call.
Yeah, you want to play it? You want me to play it? You guys want to hear it?
No, I heard it. I was just trying to add to. I think this is super impactful, seeing what the conditions are.
And I don't know when this video was taken, but the water levels changed dramatically.
It was taken to, I think, hold on. I believe it was 9 hours ago, or something like that. They uploaded it. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. No, 22 hours ago. So it was basically yesterday at this time. This was yesterday about the same time.
I wonder what the water levels were like 2 weeks ago when he went missing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, so this was yesterday about the same time. So the water conditions would about 2 weeks ago. It does make you wonder: were they up higher? Were they down lower? I mean,
Yeah.
But it does kind of gives you an idea of what the terrain is and what it looks like. You know what I mean? Because it would be easy for him to roll off or roll down one of them little side hills. Like if he's walking, or right here, if he's walking down this, he could easily stumbled right over and flipped over.
Yep.
Hell, he could have been down that dirt over on the side of past that.
Yeah.
All those little dirt paths. Shit, he could have taken a wrong
But they
turn.
said where they found the shirt. Why would he take his shirt off and then get in there? It doesn't make sense. They found his shirt way off, way somewhere else where he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It's very odd.
What if
Do we have a map of how far, like the distance from where where he was last seen, actually seen, and where they found the shirt, like the area in between? Like, do we have any of that?
The shirt from where he went missing?
Right, from where the shirt was found, from where his last known sighting of him was. Like,
well, we'd have to go. I mean, I guess we'd have to go map that out. I guess. I mean, I don't know if there's a.
I didn't know if anybody had seen it.
Hold on, we'll see.
I was thinking, what if somebody took his shirt from him?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, I don't see him being with it enough to take his shirt off. You know what I mean?
When I was watching the stuff about his ID,
You know
and
what?
debit
I bet
card,
he did. Listen, they said he got sick. So yes, I bet you he did take it off.
If he was with it enough to take it off.
there was a couple that had an interaction with him, and they said that he had vomited. They watched him. He had vomited on, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, on the shirt. So I'm guessing that's probably when he took it off. You know, if he took it off, that would have probably been, you know, a reason why, because he had vomit
Yeah.
on it.
But sometimes when you that
But for
drunk
it to be
or
found clear on the
whatever,
opposite side is kind of odd.
you ain't got the, I don't know, that fall, man. That fall. Whew.
Oh, hold on. I
Well,
see
I
you
think
back.
Rowena and I are
Sorry,
thinking this.
you can turn your camera off if you want.
Are you thinking the same thing I am, Rowena, that as that would go
Yeah.
on, like the brain would
Yeah.
swell and
Yeah.
all right. Okay. That's the same thing I was thinking because of the impact on that concrete berm.
Right.
How the hell
That
did
was,
he have,
Oh,
how
but
didn't
you
he
know what I'm
have
saying, it would take nothing for him to fall down, and you know what I'm saying, fall down that embankment there. You know, I mean, what if he
how
just
the
tried
hell
to?
didn't he have blood dripping from his head? Is my question. That's a hell of a whack.
well,
And
not necessarily. He might not have. He might,
bleed like a
and see,
motherfucker.
that's the problem with the head injury. Like, you know,
You don't
like,
know. Yeah.
if you get a knot on your head after you fall, that's a good thing. That's a no knot means that swelling's internal.
Right.
Yep. Yep. She's exactly, that's what I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
you
because
know,
I actually
I've
fell.
seen.
Hey, Nick.
Go ahead.
That's who's up here. Dictum's up here.
Yeah, can you not hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can
I
hear
have
you.
a
Okay.
delay. I'm sorry.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna, not that this is part of it, but not that this is part of what my comment was, but I actually was bucked off of a horse during a riding lesson, and I actually broke my helmet, and I never got a knot on my head or anything. And I was not allowed to go to school. I wasn't allowed to leave my house for 2 weeks because of the brain swelling. And
Right.
I totally would have gotten lost from getting bucked off that horse.
Right.
And I laid on the arena floor, much less smacking my head on a light post. So yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get lucky.
Somebody in chat said that he didn't hit the pole. That was as a secondary result. And I know that Coco had said there's another video out. I'm over here searching for it currently to see if I can find it.
I know that there's one where he's walking like all hunched over, like really, I mean, I don't know, it almost looks like he's like acting, but I'm sure he wasn't.
This one?
That one, yes. Yes, that one freaked me out. Yeah,
Brianna, what's up, love?
Hey, just hopping up real quick just to ask one question because once again, Super Chat is not letting me say something, even though I have no idea what word it was stopping. Have you played Cajun Navy's press conference from yesterday? Because it was awesome.
Yes, we did.
Okay. I was a little bit late. I loved the way that he was talking to everybody. He was fantastic. But yep, that was all I was doing because I was trying to say it in a super chat and it wouldn't let me. So now I'm going to go send you a sticker. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Dude, I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah, but you know what? It does look like so when he does fall like that, it looks like he slips, like he trips almost. And it looks like when he trips and falls, it looks like he falls prior to, getting up there. But when he falls, it looks like he trips and, goes down and smacks his head into it as he's going down.
Yep, I agree.
See, and that's a good clip, y'all. I mean, he ain't just walking. You know what I mean? And
Damn. That he goes down so hard.
hard. Yep. If he
Is
didn't
that
hit
in?
the pole, he hit the ground.
Is
I
that
mean,
in
that wouldn't.
succession? The video, like, is that when he's stumbling there and by the stop sign, and then this is the next part, like right after that, or
We don't
is it?
know.
Oh, we don't know
See, I
what.
think after his gate,
Well, see,
his,
this is off the news. This is the here. Let me go see. We'll go read it and see if it says it with it or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
did
I don't
this
know which
happen
one comes
before or
first. I
after?
don't know if he's stumbling. I think he's stumbling out of the restaurant. I think that's when he first comes out the restaurant.
now
I
watch.
only say that because he's holding his head in the first
Right.
video, and he does get up here, and you can see he touches his head. You know,
He rolled his ankle. He rolls an ankle. That ankle totally rolls.
Is that why he's ginger getting up there?
Well,
Watch
now
it.
watch.
If you back
His
that
head
up.
there.
Now watch his gate.
Yeah, look at his gait now.
Now he went from running. He can't hardly take 3 steps. See that fall, man. I'm telling you.
Watch when he falls. Watch his left ankle. That whole ankle gives out, and that's what takes him down first.
All right, this is what it says here. Let's see here. The video appears to show missing Riley Strand stumbling on March 8th.
Bless me. Oh my
The
God.
volume's up all the way. You guys,
And he goes from running to that. Now he couldn't have ran like that after he fell.
because it does look like he's walking, and then takes off running around the corner, and then does that and hits. I'm gonna slow it down real quick though.
I guess it's the back right leg. It's the leg that's in back. That's what gives out. Right there.
Yeah,
That
because
whole
he
that
falls
back ankle.
for.
Yep, that back ankle just rolls when he plants his foot.
See, he's running across that.
Turned a little bit.
Right
Bam.
there, he goes down,
Okay.
and then his head. See it? His head. He falls into the sign. See?
I don't know. Just him getting up afterwards.
Goes
he
down,
couldn't
bam,
have-
and then his body fucking fades into the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He goes into the sign head first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like his momentum just stops right at a certain point.
Right.
Mhm.
You watch that leg. If you watch that leg when it's back, watch the back leg. Right. See it twists there. He lands down again. It twists and he goes right down. See it?
Yeah, rolled his ankle, whacked his head right on the fucking front
Rolled
of
his
that.
ankle and whacked his head. Damn.
But then but when he gets up, after that, his gait completely changes. He hit hard.
Hell
I don't know
yeah.
if he hit the
Like,
pole or the ground, but his head hit
it
something.
was like a wake up call. Poor kid, man. Damn.
God
Okay,
bless.
Coco's saying that there's a video out here that shows at some point, but when he starts from when you see him walking to him running, there was an interaction with some people.
Man, poor baby.
Oh,
I think he's just trotting across that parking lot because it looks like maybe traffic could pull in there, and he just booked because traffic's. I don't know if they can make a left there, if that's a parking lot or whatever, and he's booking it across there. But after he falls, there's no way he could have trotted like that afterwards. He could barely take 3 steps. Oh my God, that poor family.
I feel
so
like
just
more people should.
go ahead.
I just feel like more people should have seen him at this time, at around 10 o'clock at night. This messed up. I mean, with all the stumbling and stuff, you see that car and the bike in the other video when he's walking there.
Oh, dude, he walked right past the fucking police officer.
Yeah,
Speak
police
slow,
officer.
please.
But look, I've been down there. I've been to Miranda Lambert's bar. I haven't been to this bar, but
Tells
I've
you.
been to her bar. And look, it's nothing. Look, Nashville is called Nash Vegas. It's nothing to see drunk people. I mean, it's. I mean,
I gotcha. It's not
you
really
know what I mean? It's like
so
it's like
common. It's
It's
not
like
really.
walking the
right. It's
strip in
not
Vegas.
uncommon.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
if I
like
saw
walking.
somebody fall, then you know, then you know, uh, I mean, personally, I would have run over and
Well, another way
but
too, so many people see him like that too. I mean, it opens up the possibility of so many different things happening.
yeah,
Like so many
and
different
it's a
types of
big
people are
tourist,
seeing him in that condition. You have someone with a good heart, someone with a bad heart, someone with
right?
another motive. I mean, there's so many things. I just find it hard to believe that he could have
Yeah,
just stopped at that point and they don't see him anymore. I mean, that's kind of scary to me right by the river. I mean, I had
yeah,
Kylie Rodney vibes when I first saw this whole thing and the last
Right.
time he was by there
yeah.
and he
And
he
those
obviously
banks
he's
are
impaired.
steep.
So
Those
yeah.
banks are steep. They don't look that steep. Those banks are steep.
Right.
It's
Well,
a
here, check
drop
this out.
off.
This is what somebody just came up and dropped this link. Check this out. This actually shows what it looks like down there. This is actually like one of them TikTokers that look when they went down there. They
Oh
got look.
yes.
They're down there. So
See,
here, yeah. Look. This is where the debit card was found. Actually,
Yes.
look how steep
Yes.
that is. It is
Look at how
yes.
steep,
steep that
Paul.
is.
So it shows the terrain. It shows exactly where they're at. It shows exactly where he's at, where he was, where they found his debit card at, not where he was
Okay,
at, but
and
the debit card where his debit
there's
card was at.
also in this area, there's also 2 homeless camps. One on one side that's very friendly, one on the other side that is not friendly. So there are 2 homeless camps that play into this as well.
Yep. And one thing too, this is
And
like
one of the
he was a
homeless men
tourist,
had his shirt on.
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he was a tourist. That's I mean that's what's down there is tourists. People that live in Nashville don't go down there. Okay, so it's a lot of tourists. So maybe once this hits nationally, thank God it is, they could have gone back home and not even know about Riley, and then be like, well, yeah, I thought, so maybe once word gets out, maybe somebody will have remembered seeing something, the car that was sitting at the light, that saw him fall,
God,
Yeah, the
doesn't
guy
that
who
look like somebody
something.
landed and slid? Doesn't that look like somebody landed there and then slid down the embankment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
But I
totally
mean,
does
people
look
have,
people
like
I'm sure
slide
somebody.
down
people have
them
gone down
embankments
there.
all the time. I mean, it's steep. I mean, y'all, it is so, those banks are so steep.
Yeah.
And the ground is it's not like rocks. It's dirt,
Yeah.
and dirt moves.
Well, and if he did, I mean, it would have been dark. If he fell down there, he would have, he could have lost his footing and not even known, it was dark. He's not familiar with that area.
He
Yep.
could have been thinking he was taking a shortcut to cross over and get to another street.
Well, and this is how look, there's what it looks like right there.
Yep.
That's kind of, what I'm saying, an idea of how steep it is.
Yep.
Damn. When leaving the hotel bar, he turned the wrong way to go to the hotel. Oh. This poor kid. He thought he
Yep.
was
See,
going to
Terry, I
Nashville.
agree. People don't help anymore. I've seen so many times. I've been places where like an Amber Alert or something goes off, and people don't even read it. They don't even look. They just turn their phones off. They don't. People disable that. So a lot of people just don't. But hopefully somebody.
See, and it looks like it's just like a, hey, Ellie, what's up, babe?
Hey, guys.
Hey,
It
Miss
looks like
Hutchins.
it's like a steep. If he were to fall or lose his footing, you know what I'm saying? He could have just slid straight off, straight down. I mean,
Hell, he could have been going down there to try to clean himself up, for that matter. After he had vomited, he could have been going down there to clean himself up.
right? Because there's a little spot. Okay, I guess there's a little spot there. There's like a little spot. Okay, I
It
see
looks
it.
like, kind of.
And it's dark, y'all. It's very dark. And that water ain't got no lights on it. And you might be thinking, hey, I'm going to cut over, see some lights across the river, and boom. And the current, I mean, put it all together. Alcohol on
There's
board, head injury, and a current. And people.
And homeless camps with fires probably
right.
going. Because
Yep.
they don't
Right.
have no lights, so they probably got their fires going. You know what I'm saying? In their little
Yep.
areas.
Hey, Queen.
Yeah.
On Brittany J's live, Riley S. vanished. Why? Timestamp 1819. Start shows a wider view just before he fell and an interaction with people.
Okay, why did we just read all that off on here?
Well, that shows that there was another interaction with people in the one where he was running and then he fell.
He was running away from somebody?
I was gonna say he had 3 interactions with people. They have it on I think we actually played them. Why don't you go figure it out though and link it back here for me?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
If you want to, or if you want, whatever, if you want me to link it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to go searching for all that. But if you would like to do that and put it back here, that's fine.
What's up, Ellie? Yeah, no, I was wondering if the video of him falling happened before the other video where he's stumbling.
Where
because
he's walking
has
like
his
that.
hand
Yeah.
up to his
I
head.
thought he left the bar stumbling like that and then hit his head, but I could be wrong. I mean, maybe he left the bar and was hit his head and then was stumbling like that. I don't know.
Because he was running, he seemed fine.
We need
clarification.
clarification on that.
Ellie, everything changed after that fall. I don't,
We only
it
saw
just-
him running, but running is
Right.
harder than walking.
And it doesn't mean that he was running from anyone. He could have been just like I said, just trying to me, I've run like that, like trying to get out of the way, trying to get out of the road, trying to cross the street, trying to cross the parking lot. ABTM.
I wonder why they wouldn't let his friend leave with him. That's weird. A fraternity? I mean,
I know. I don't know
like
how
he's
many
in his
friends were with
20s.
it. Did they split up at different bars? Was it just one friend? He had to stay back and pay the tab. And, it took, let's say, 3 minutes to pay the tab. 3 minutes is, and
Well,
if
that's
he
what I
went the
heard.
wrong direction.
Yeah, I heard that he had to stay back and pay the tab. And by the time he did that, or his tab or whatever, to get outside, he was already gone. And he couldn't find him.
Right. And he might have said, okay, well, he's going to the hotel. Let me go right. And he went, and
The
Riley
wrong
went
way,
left.
so he couldn't run
You know
into
what I
him.
mean? It's where,
Yeah, it makes sense. And
okay,
even
Petal
though if he,
said that Gray mapped it out. And the stumbling was after the fall.
yeah, so that seems like it to me because he's like holding his head or has his hand up
Yeah, that
by his
fall.
head.
Yeah, that fall, I think,
Oh,
played
hold on.
more
Did you
into
see
it than alcohol.
Darzilla said that river is bad. With a $10 super sticker, they found another man miles away from where they think he went. I think he was roaming around drunk and maybe a head injury. The bank of the river is really steep.
Yep.
Absolutely. Tracy's a member for 7 months. Said this case breaks my heart because I have sons too. Yeah, girl. It is heartbreaking for this family, man.
And I know that we've got people in chat that have suffered a loss. And if you need to dip out and this is too much, please do that. Because I've been reading stuff in chat. Take care of yourself.
They said Gray Hughes has a map of it out too.
Are they doing like
Yeah.
sonar or anything, or they're just searching now, like the riverbanks? What are they?
Oh, Happy Life. I'm sorry, baby. Queen, Happy Life said, tell Queen my other link I've been dropping.
I seen it
that
back
she's-
there. I
Okay.
seen it back
I
there,
didn't
baby.
know if you saw
I
it.
see it. I got you. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, Ellie, I'm not sure about this Cajun people if they just do like a normal
Yeah,
search of it or if they do the sonar and all that stuff. Like,
That looks like it's got sonar on it.
Oh, it does? Where?
yeah, she has like headphones on. The one lady
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah,
but
I see
maybe
that.
that's just ear protection too, though.
True.
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I
they
think
are
it
on the airboat. I thought they said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the Cumberland River, you're not talking about water visibility. It's a river. It's murky. It's debris.
Yeah. Oh yeah, be hard to
It's
do
not the
something there.
ocean. There's tree land. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I see it.
It's just a
Yeah, it's
bad.
constantly moving too. So you have.
Yeah. Oh, it's that current on that river is something else now. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh really?
We've been fishing on that river. Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say a lot of barges and stuff go down that? What if
Yes, they
he
do.
fell off the bridge onto a boat or something, or something crazy like that? And
A
then,
friend of mine, she said that, she lives right down there, and she said that, that I guess depending on the water level and all the different things, that the barges, it kind of, there's a lot of barges that go through there, but they also come through like in spurts. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot, and then you don't see that many. You see a few, and then you see a lot.
Rowena, I'm finding that it says that it's anywhere from 4 to 7 foot. That the water was anywhere from 4 to 7 foot higher.
Okay. Higher. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 20 miles downstream. That's what I'm saying. Tooth Fairy. That current, and I'm sure. I mean, this is what those volunteers do. This is their specialty. They're looking everywhere. I just pray to God something is found.
No, I meant the water level has been down. It's down between 4 and 7
Yeah.
feet from the bank. Not
it's
not in the
yeah.
water.
Yeah, it's
that
deeper
river
than 7
is deep
foot.
in
Right.
places.
She just means the water level changed that much. That's how it changes.
They closed the dam to lower the water to search.
Seems like something really happened to him after that fall, and he just didn't seem right after. Well, we just saw him running though, but you know what I mean. It just
That
seemed like
fall is what kind of makes me
yeah,
sick to my stomach.
yeah.
That and his gait after that fall, that just changes everything for me.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be able to run. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And well, he couldn't hardly take 3 steps. He wouldn't have been able to trot across nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it looked like he was holding his head, and
Yeah.
he got vomit on his shirt. It just
not good.
Yeah. I don't know why TBI hasn't gotten
Yeah,
involved.
why?
I don't
I was just
understand
gonna
that.
ask, why have they not been asked?
Or have they been asked and said no? I don't know. Yeah, I want to know where the indigent man with the shirt. I want to know where he is today. Like we're gonna have a lot of answers.
Yeah, where'd they find the shirt? Why was it so far away? Where was it? Do you guys know? Or like
They said
a
it was
map?
just far away. I don't know that
Oh,
from the
far
time he
from
was
here.
spotted to when the guy found the shirt, that there's no
Oh,
physical way that he could have gone there and taken the shirt off and laid it over a railing. You know what I mean? Like somebody had that shirt, and I'm not saying it was the man that found it. I'm not putting that on him, but something. Oh, happy life. Okay, it's because he's missing instead of endangered or foul play. Okay, well, maybe since they found the
Oh.
shirt and there's a little bit more to this, maybe they'll get involved, you know.
Didn't they say he was at Luke Bryan's bar?
Yeah. But they had also done the Miranda Lamberts before that. Plus, you don't know what they drank before they even
Right.
went out to the bar. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Look, we partied before we went to go party, you know? So we don't
Oh,
know.
girl.
And
Well, yeah,
and
because drinks were expensive.
and
We're broke college
yeah,
kids.
girl.
We had pregame at the
Shoot.
door.
I mean, look, we had bottle service at Miranda Lambert's. We had VIP table. I didn't pay for it. Look, $2,500 only for bottle service. I was.
Damn. Damn.
Wasn't me paying for it, but it's not uncommon to see people stumbling around. You know, I never lived in Nashville, but I so have partied there, but I lived in another city in Tennessee that was a big party place and had a big, well, hell, I just say everybody knows Beale Street. It wasn't nothing to see. Hell, I laid down the damn sidewalk one time on Beale Street just 'cause I couldn't walk. You know, my husband had to throw me over his shoulder. Stupid bachelorette party. My husband went to a bachelorette party. He was our DD.
I don't want to turn that up too loud because that boat's really loud. So, but yeah, that's the Cajun Navy. They were searching yesterday. They're out searching again today. That's their, you know.
And there's not just barges on that river. There's what we call showboats. You know, where you can go take like a dinner cruise and a show. You know, they run up that river. You know, there's a lot of traffic on that river.
It's a main waterway, isn't it, to
Yeah.
get stuff to
Yep.
Nashville?
Yep. And a lot of times people look at water and they think, well, there ain't no waves. Well, no, there's not a wave, but there's strong current. I just thank God the Cajun Navy came in to help. God bless them and keep them safe. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't go down there because they don't need to be rescuing you ass trying to find him. You know what I mean? That's when people get in trouble.
Well, I know how dangerous rivers can be. You know,
Any water, man.
I live where a river flows from south to north.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
The Cajun Navy is all volunteers.
Yeah.
I was just looking them up.
And they said they've got
But they do
5,000
disasters,
members
like,
nationwide.
yeah, but they do like natural
Mhm.
disasters and such. So this
Yep.
is kind of different. I mean,
They come after the
but
hurricanes a lot of times.
Katrina. Yeah, they
Yep.
started when Katrina hit.
yeah, that's. Oh yeah, somebody just wrote that in chat.
Mhm.
Janice Smith.
This was from 4 hours ago. And it says, let's see here. Riley Strain volunteers search rough terrain along the river. And then it says morning in America. So Strain family speaks to eyewitness couple. So.
In the search now, any new leads from overnight you're able to share?
Yeah, last night was very fruitful. It was the first night I was actually in Nashville with the family. You have to apologize for this. I skipped in hair and makeup to get an extra 10 minutes of sleep.
You look great.
We we were able to follow up with some people that had actually reached out that wanted to deal with the family directly on some stuff. We possibly have some viable new information. We're wanting to follow up and do our due diligence and, chase down those leads. But yes, it was a very fruitful evening for my first night in Nashville.
Are you able to share any more on that, or are you keeping that close to the chest?
I can a little bit. Like the lion's share of everything we've gotten, it's come from the homeless community. We actually have been across in the homeless community from where the incident happened, whatever happened with Riley, underneath the bridge there, which when you're showing the footage and stuff, the Marathon fuel station is really close to that, which we're hoping the footage that was delivered from Marathon to the police maybe gives us even more of an insight from what we're kind of collecting from the homeless camps that was across the river from where Riley went missing.
And I mentioned off the top that a homeless was seen wearing Riley's shirt. Has that specific man been located, or Riley's shirt been found?
It has not, but we are in contact. We have the gentleman's name. We do have more information, height, build, structure, what other camp he may possibly be in. Because a lot of them, I can't fathom how many camps are in Nashville, but they do rotate from camp to camp to camp. So we're just trying to reach out to him. We're not saying it's not the shirt. If we did, it would be a huge break in the case, or to actually physically get the shirt. That would bring a whole new dynamics into this. Which maybe would make the police change it from a missing persons to an actual crime. But right now, that's one of my main goals today.
Okay. And Chris, also, what about that couple? I know the family had a chance to speak with the couple who saw Riley walking. What did they share about their encounter?
I had the opportunity to set them up last night with the family. Everybody but Ryan. Ryan actually was out at the United Cajun Navy yesterday from about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and I think he wandered into the house to about midnight last night. That was one of the reasons we were up so late. But with Chris and Michelle, the family did reach out to me directly. I was able to FaceTime them with Chris and Michelle, and they're devastated. They're parents. They have multiple children. It was a very, very emotional moment in the house. I'll be honest with you. I had to walk around the corner, catch my breath. But, I told the gentleman, you could tell he was extremely distraught. They were in tears. But I just told him, I said, you know what? I said, thank you for being compassionate. You're the only one that I know physically, and I'm not saying anybody else, but that you actually cared. Your wife reached out as a mother would, seeing a young person not doing well. And just thank you from our family for showing compassion. Don't fret on what happened after what you've seen with him, but we know that somebody was being compassionate for our boy, and we appreciate that.
I can't imagine what you're all feeling, what you're going through. And I know it's trying for the fraternity brothers who were out with Riley that night, who want answers to this morning. They're grieving in their own way. You bring up the United Cajun Navy. I just had them on the show yesterday. I know yesterday the real focus was the riverbank, those waterways there. Are those closest to the investigation feeling that is where Riley is somewhere in the water?
I can give you a little bit of insight on that. We were talking about where the county had shut the lockdown and emptied out it so they could check for interior debris from the storms and stuff. That was actually a two-part deal. In doing that backfilled the river back towards Nashville. And what that does is the river flows one way. When you stop it, it actually may take pressure off of, maybe if Riley was in the water and was underneath some debris or something like that, it's not got one directional pressure, it brings it back. And maybe if he is in the water, maybe this will produce more leads for us today, his clothes, phones, or anything. But what they did, they searched the dam, they searched the debris inside the lock in the dam, but that may be fruition today too, with more evidence that comes up by backfilling the river. That's what we're in hopes for.
Yeah, you bring up his phone. I know you have verified that when Riley's phone died, it wasn't because it ran out of battery. So I know you have a lot of questions there. Is that something nefarious? Is that when his phone submerged in water? Who knows? Chris Dingman, thank you so much for your time. I know it's been long days, early mornings, late nights. We do appreciate it.
We appreciate you and everyone else that's covering this, the TikTokers, the media. It's truly incredible, and we're going to find Riley. You know, that's what we've got, and we've got all the help in the world, and we appreciate and love everybody for doing it.
Thanks for watching it.
Yeah, so they're working on it. I mean, this is like I said, this is the terrain they're having to work with, so it's kind of tough. You know, it's hard when you have when this is what you have to work in. You know.
Yeah. Well, I gotta hop down. I gotta go wrangle this dog, man. But prayers for the family, and thank you for covering this queen. It's just heartbreaking. Everybody just
Yes,
be
it is,
safe, and
baby. Thank you for coming up.
y'all have a good day. I'll be done chatting just a few minutes after I, play with Lolly the lobster.
Well, thank you, love. I appreciate you coming up.
All right, bye, baby.
Bye. So is this the dam? Because I just said like an hour ago, there was an update that like it shifts to a dam like 20 miles away.
That's
you
the
see that?
lock. Yep, that's
40
the lock.
miles?
Yeah, that's the lock that they're
Oh.
talking about that we just searched.
Oh, this area right here, maybe?
Wishful thinking. You're up here with this, baby. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess you dropped down. I'm sorry. I pulled you up and you dropped on me. Okay, here you go, baby. What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What you up to?
Nothing much. Just got out of class.
Yeah. What you thinking about this case?
It's sad. It's very sad, and I'm kind of wondering why didn't they let the fraternity brother take him home? I'm really asking that question.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I'm kind of curious about that too. Really.
I'm like, okay, why didn't they let him take him home? If he's really intoxicated or whatever he may be, why didn't they just let him go
Back to the
home?
hotel. You mean back to the hotel room? Because they weren't.
Oh,
They
the
weren't.
hotel.
Yeah, they weren't home. But yeah, back to the room would have been. They could have taken him back to the room and left together.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Didn't Blunt say that he went to go like pay his tab, and then by the time he got out there, he was gone or something? Somebody did kind of leave early or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
The one fraternity brother that was interviewed said he couldn't leave. So I'm guessing they probably told him you're not gonna, you can't leave without the group or whatever, like one of them kind of things, like you're here with the group, you can't leave without your group kind of thing.
But
Because he
wasn't he
made it sound like he couldn't leave.
So wasn't he with the group? So wouldn't that be like, okay, if he can't leave without the group, then he's part of the group. So when they make the whole group,
What I'm saying, he was removed by the restaurant, by by security or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, you were asking about the waterways, and I was looking at the Tennessean, and it said on March 8th, the water was about 24.66 feet deep at 10 p.m., and it rose about 20.71 feet at 1:30 p.m. on March 9th, and that was the water current. So that means the water risen the night before, it was it was high. 24.66 feet, according to the National Geographic Society. So that water must have been really rough. And that's the Cumberland River.
Yeah, that sounds like it was pretty rough.
Yeah, that's very rough. Because we have two rivers around us. We have the Schuylkill, and then we have the Delaware. And the currents go up and down depending on how it cresses or how the high tides and the low tides. So it probably was at high tide at the time that he would by the river, and it was low tide by the time it was 1:30 p.m. the next day.
How can a bar kick you out knowing that you are intoxicated? They're cutting you off because you've had too much to drink, and not allow someone to assist you in any way? It doesn't make
Right?
any sense.
It's
Just to bring
weird.
you outside. You could have set him by the front door, and you could have waited there for the dude to finish paying his tab or something. They should have. I
Right?
find that this restaurant bar is liable. If they find him and
Yeah.
he's in the river, they are liable for this shit,
Because they
man.
kicked him out, right? You're
There's
right.
no way. And with him not being there by himself or entering with a group, and them doing that, that's messed up to me. And then
Unless somebody in the group said that they couldn't leave. I don't know. Like, who said they couldn't leave? I guess they had to pay their tab, right? But why
well,
couldn't
I
one
heard that
person?
someone said
They
that
let
they
him
would.
leave.
Yeah, they wouldn't let
Yeah.
him leave initially because he had to
Yeah,
pay.
they removed him. They basically told him he had to leave. They didn't give him a
Yeah.
choice. So he didn't pay his tab and leave. They made but they said he was overserved. You know what I'm saying? Because he was
Yeah. But then
super
they
drunk.
didn't let anybody else leave. That's weird. I mean, or like
No,
prevented
yeah,
them
they
from
said
leaving.
the one
That's
fraternity
bullshit.
brother was like, "Well, they told us we had to stay. They wouldn't let us leave."
Well, it
Yes,
looks like
that
you
sounds
can even
weird.
look
They
at
could
it
have
like
left.
the
Sounds
bar
weird.
set him up. The bar had this drunk guy totally,
Got him
something.
smacked ass drunk, then told him to fucking leave.
Yeah, all his friends alone. All his friends couldn't go with him. Like what's going on
Right.
here? Like this is crazy to me. In Tennessee, like I said it earlier, Tennessee is like, what's the deal with Tennessee? So much crazy shit happens in Tennessee lately. It's like
There's a lot going on right now.
all the crap.
Right?
It's like, what the hell's going on? In Tennessee. I don't
There's a
know.
lot going on there.
Indy made a great point, you guys. Tennessee has over 50 missing children under the age of 18, and they don't have good luck finding their missing.
Yeah, their track record's pretty freaking bad at this point.
Well, we
I
just
would
know about
love
Summer
to know.
Wells. Come on, I'm sure they've had other like
I'm trying to
positive
wait.
outcomes.
Why would they let him leave without, having somebody escort him home or something? Kind of very redundant to do that. I mean, usually places they have like, what do they call it? Designated person. Like you have a designated person to take you to where you need to go. Like if you are drunk and you cannot get to somewhere, like out here in Pennsylvania, if you are drunk, they have a designated person that takes you home. You have a person with you that's kind of like a wing person to take you home. So that's kind of weird that they won't let the guy just take him home.
Yeah, right, Nessie. Note to self: never go to Tennessee.
Yeah, me too. Note to self: don't go to Tennessee.
Yeah, stay out of that kind of state.
Stay out of
City.
Tennessee.
Yeah, the whole.
Well, and servers and that they have to go through the tips training, and that like it's the bartender's call to, if somebody seems too intoxicated,
Yeah.
it's the bartender's job to cut them off, because if they
I've been a
overserve,
bartender. You
Yep.
have to you
Yes,
like
ma'am.
you could cut people. I cut somebody off once, I remember. It was like you had to. It was like he was just, it was out of hand. Too many Heinekens.
Did you have that business escorted home?
This was like, oh my God, I was in my 20s, it was like 20 years ago. I don't even remember. No, I don't think it, it was before Uber though. You know what I mean? So I don't even remember what the like restaurant did, but I remember like I had to it was my manager came, because they saw how I was acting, but I just had to say, I can't serve you anymore kind of
You're
thing.
cut off. You're cut off.
Yeah.
I felt like it was
Awkward.
kind of shitty. It was kind of shitty of them, you know what I mean? He was super drunk and then be like, okay, well, you got to leave. But this says up here at the thing, it says 3/8/2024, 9:45 p.m. So let's
So
see
it
when
was
this other
early.
surveillance is, because this one's 9:45. So I believe that's when they made him leave.
That's
This
early.
is this is
Yeah, and
before the head
that's what
injury
we're
that we
seeing
think.
right now. We're seeing that right now. We're checking the camera
Oh.
times and the timestamps, because this one says 3:24, 9:45. This one right here, let's see. Oh, it doesn't show on this one.
Oh.
And see where he's running. It doesn't show, so 9:45. But it seems like he's running. It seems like here he comes running from that point, bam, and then he goes down. As he goes down, he rams into this.
Oh God. Looks like he's he's touching his head in the other one. Showed the other one. Did you see that, guy? Looks like he's keeps touching his head.
He's still touching his head right there.
We can't figure out which came first.
I think this one came first and the other one, I don't. Oh,
Yeah,
he's kind of stubbly here too. I don't know.
Do you think he might have a concussion?
Oh, this is a subway one.
Well, but look, he's limping on that ankle.
Yeah,
That's
this
the
one looks
ankle
like
that gives
after.
out. He's limping when he's walking on it.
Yeah, he is all.
That does
Nuts.
help to explain the strange gait.
Voices, do you think he has
Miss
a concussion?
Hallie, what you doing?
Yeah, he has his hand up to
Hey,
his head
guys.
the whole time
Hey,
after
baby, what's
too,
up?
and that other.
Hey. No, I was listening to the conversation and I was reading about this poor kid like all morning. And so I'm not necessarily sold on the fact that he was kicked out because he was like overly intoxicated, being overserved. But I was
Oh,
hearing other reports saying that he was
Yes.
asked to leave due to conduct
disorderly.
standards and
Oh,
he left. And there was like a disturbance in the bar. And that's when he was asked to leave. So if
oh,
that's the case, I mean, like in some footage, he doesn't look overly intoxicated. Do you know what I mean?
oh, yeah. It was just maybe he was getting rowdy and he was
And
asked
the
to leave.
family
You know what I
has
mean?
said that they have footage of him that has not been released to the public. So I
He
don't know
said
if
he
that
didn't
means it's
drink
footage
that
from
much.
inside the bar. Do you know what he didn't? He said, well, the bar even said he was served one alcoholic drink and I think 2 waters while he was there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I found as well.
But this was like the
So
third bar trip, the third bar in the
Oh,
trip.
yeah.
I thought, right? They had
Yeah.
visited other bars prior, so who knows how much he drank there.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's I don't know for a fact which it is, because you know with these kind of cases, it's like you get so many different reports from so many different news outlets. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to find like the actual truth in that. I've heard
Yeah.
they were just at one bar prior. I've heard
Oh,
that they were, drinking before they even went out to the bar before
that's
the
what
one
we
he
did.
got asked to leave from. It's like, I don't know. But I mean, in thinking that there was a conduct problem and he was asked to leave due to that and not because he was overly intoxicated and overserved, it would kind of explain why in some of the footage, like with a police officer. He doesn't look
Yeah.
overly, you know what I mean? He doesn't look like he can't control himself,
Until after that fall,
And that
right?
fall, I mean, that could be why, I mean, a head injury like that, like he went down
Down,
until he was
down.
able to get back up,
That would
Into that
also
concrete.
It
Yeah.
that would also
explains them throwing up and,
that would
being sick
explain the
over the
vomiting.
bridge and then leaning over the bridge and vomiting. That would also explain if his card was in his front
Yes.
pocket, that would be why his card fell down into the embankment.
Oh.
Yeah.
If he
Oh.
had that shirt with the pocket, it's totally possible that he leaned over and leaning over and he was throwing up. The card
Yes.
fell out of his pocket into the embankment.
If it was the front pocket. Yeah.
Front
And
pocket.
then what?
phone
Then
could
he went
even
down there to retrieve his
think about
card
that.
and fell in.
the phone could have
Maybe.
even
The
fallen.
family,
Listen,
My
they
fault.
said that
Yes.
his phone wasn't powered off, so
no.
the phone could have even fallen out of the pocket into the
When he
water.
was throwing
hmm
up. Yes. My
Could
phone falls
easily
out of
have
my
been an
pocket.
accident.
Wow. And then
There
he
was
went
a
to go
family who said
retrieve
that they
it and
saw
slid
him.
down.
They saw him
Yeah.
vomiting like over the bridge. There was a family that saw him and they were concerned about him. So they kept an
Yeah.
eye on him a little bit. And then I guess he just continued walking in the opposite direction that they were going. And that was the last that they saw of him. So I don't know. This poor kid, man. It's awful.
Well, here's some of the 911 call.
It is Riley Strain. Okay, and what color clothing was he last seen wearing? He's wearing jeans, boots, and a half black shirt, half brown, light brown.
I haven't talked to my boy for over a week. And it's hard.
And now we're hearing from Strain's parents, who said he FaceTimed with his mom during a bar crawl just hours before he disappeared.
Just showing her, hey, look, this is where we're at.
Whether Strain was served alcohol while visibly intoxicated is being investigated. The operators of Luke's 32 Bridge say they served Strain only 1 cocktail and 2 glasses of water before escorting him out of the business. The bar is owned by country music artist Luke Bryan, who posted to his Instagram story, "Y'all, this is scary," praying for his safe return. Search crews are continuing to comb the river and its bank as his parents hold out hope.
Oh, Riley, we love you so much and we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Janet Shamlian.
Tonight in Nashville, a desperate plea from family searching for their missing son, Riley Strain.
He's my best friend. He's everything.
The 22-year-old college student disappeared the night of March 8th after visiting Music City with his fraternity. Officials say he seemingly vanished after being escorted out of Luke Bryan's bar around 9:30. Moments later, this new video from Nashville police shows Riley walking past an officer, not appearing distressed, even exchanging a few words.
How you doing, sir? I'm good. How are you? Good.
Other security videos show Riley stumbling through downtown Nashville. 10 days later, police still saying there's no sign of foul play or evidence of a crime.
There was no indication that he was running from anything or he was in fear.
The focus of much of the search efforts have centered around the embankment near the Cumberland River, the area police say Riley was last seen. On Sunday, that's where 2 volunteers went searching and came across a huge clue.
We can't find his credit card. We gotta hang up.
They found Riley's bank card.
I don't really know how we found it. I would love to say just dumb luck, divine intervention. It was just sitting there.
Tonight, Riley's family and friends remain hopeful he'll be found alive.
We're still here, bud. We're looking for you. We want to take you home for graduation.
More volunteers, including the United Cajun Navy, will be mobilizing in the coming days, working closely with authorities to ramp up their search efforts on the ground and along the river. We're told the biggest challenge will be navigating the rugged terrain. Lester?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, the terrain is pretty bad out there from what we can see. And this is footage from out there. Now, see, we had this like mapped out yesterday. We were looking at this bridge here. Now, JLR actually has, okay, so they're walking down there. Walking his path, I'm guessing.
Oh, from the bar to the bridge.
I don't know if it's just the steps or what, but yeah, they're just basically, it's showing like what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? What it looks like from their point of view out there, So there's that bridge. Remember yesterday we had it mapped out. There's the bridge right there that was mapped. The truck was parked there, the one where the cops seen him, where he was walking by.
Yeah.
He just kept on walking. So he was walking down this way and the truck was parked right there to the left. The truck that the officer was looking at was parked to the left, right here. So when he passed the officer, he was walking the same way as this person here. So like
right in the same area.
Yeah, because like it'd be right there. See that red truck right there to the left? That's kind of like how it was. So the officer was like standing right there when he turned around and seen him walking by, and he just kept on walking. And then I guess disappeared. But they said now they have more people coming forward saying that the woman's seen him vomiting. What'd they say, off the bridge or by the bridge?
Yeah.
Like leaning over the bridge. Like
which
leaning
would have
over
been like right after this happened, like would have been like right after he's seen the police officer, I'm guessing.
Because the police officer he saw him because he heard him, I think, was jogging up to him. Like you can hear Riley in the background of the body cam footage, like running. And then he looks at him and the cop asks him how he's doing and he goes on his way. So strange.
Do you think that was before or after the fall, the police officer?
See, I've yet to find the timeline on the videos.
Yeah.
Or really, I haven't really been able to like delve into that yet.
Well, he was downtown he was downtown at 8:45. We determined that the footage of him running and walking, all of that was right after he was kicked out of the bar, because it said he was kicked out of the bar at 9:30. Then we see him in downtown Nashville at 9:45. So this would have been after he was in downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
He was walking back towards wherever the hotel would be, I guess was.
Well, JLR's on the case. JLR's on
here
the
we go.
case.
With his finger. He's got his finger.
Yeah, and I thought
he's already got his finger pointing. He's already going.
Wasn't there footage of him walking and like touching his head and like his shoulder area? So that would be after. That would be
That
after
was
stealing the
after the
cob, I would
fall.
think, right? Or after the fall.
Right. Yep. After
Well, it
the
would
Because
be
you
like
would see him putting his
right
hand
here.
up to his head and his shoulders and stuff.
right? Kept like touching his head and then looking at his hand, like if he's looking to see if he's bleeding or something. I don't know. It looked like
Where
that.
do you think when he was running? When he hit the
After like the fall, like when you see him walking, that other video that you just played, it looks like he keeps like looking, like touching his head and looking at his hand or something to see if he's bleeding or something.
Yeah, it looks like he's rubbing his
Right?
shoulders and he's reaching up towards his head and he looks at his hand a couple times.
Yeah, he looks at his hand a
Yeah.
lot.
Probably looking to see if he has blood in his hand because that was a
Yeah.
gnarly fall. That was nasty. Right to
That was
concrete.
right to concrete. And that could have been
Mhm.
after because he's like on the side of a road.
Okay, so
still.
I wanted to go look to hold on. I wanted to look and see what time he was asked to leave.
9:30.
What time was
9:30.
9:35.
Yeah.
9:35. It says that includes video from Luke's
9:35.
32 Bridge, where a bar spokesperson said the security team decided to escort Riley out onto Broadway at 9:35 p.m. Friday. Our records show he purchased was served one alcoholic drink and 2 waters. The statement from social media says at 9:35, our security team made the decision based on his conduct and standards to escort him from our establishment.
So then he was seen at 9:40 at like
and then
8:45.
so that was 9:35. So
Right,
then
and
if
so-
you go to where he was falling, where he was walking all over, like where he was like it was 9:45.
That's on Broadway. That's on Broadway, right across from the bar, across the street.
So 10 minutes later, he was across the street, seen on camera. 9:45. So so let's see here. So then we just need to find out what time he hit that pole, when he hit what time that footage was from when he hit the pole.
Well, if we're going by the timeline that we just were talking about, that would mean that he hit the pole first on the sequence of it then. Because if that's Bridge is right there, that would mean that the ball would have
Here's
happened
this
first, I guess.
9:46. This is not so. This would be 10 minutes after he left the bar. This is 10 minutes after he left the bar right here. So, because if he left the bar at 9:35, at 9:46 p.m., this is 9:46 p.m. This is right after. So this is 10 minutes after he left the bar.
Minutes. Yeah. He could have
like Barry Meadows. Barry Meadows in the chat said he was asked to leave because he was hitting on a girl supposedly, not because he was overserved. So that would make sense that it was a conduct issue.
Yes.
So see, some of them said overserved, some of them said contact issue, right?
In the bar, they deny that he was overserved, like that. One alcoholic drink, 2 waters.
Look,
obviously they're
Matt
trying to.
39 said it was after, way down near the bridge. The pole is in the parking lot on Broadway.
Yes, that is
1
correct.
Fall video, 2 stumbling, 3 crossing the crossing, 4 down by the river. So,
yes, that is correct.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, 1 fall.
First came the fall video, 2 came the stumbling, 3 came the crossing, and then
which is the
4 was
police
down by the river where the police seen them.
The police would be the last one.
Down by the
The
river
police
one,
officer would have been would have been his last communication. You know what I'm saying? The last.
Yeah.
And Woodstock said that the bar gave all the videos.
That makes this fall video right here in the parking lot. So 9:35, he leaves the bar. He comes out in the parking lot and falls. Correct? Okay, is that what we're saying? So why is he running away from the bar though? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I guess there's other. What about the footage with the truck? There's a food truck. The food truck is in there too. So there's an altercation between 2 people. He's coming up to the food truck. There's an altercation between 2 people, and he walks behind it to get away from the altercation. And one of those people in that altercation starts running, and he, that fight or flight mode that you get. He must have felt that, and this guy is running, so he starts running.
Correct.
Got it.
Thank you.
Shit. That makes sense. Oh, that sucks. That
You found exactly what I'm sitting here looking at also.
Yeah, I haven't had any time to really like delve into cases and current ones, especially. And this morning, I just kind of got hooked on this poor kid because I saw his mom and his stepdad, and it's just so sad.
I know. They
Mm,
2 weeks it's been, right? Since this happened. March 8th. Yeah.
yeah.
March 8th was like
Glinda, member for
tomorrow is
9
2
months. She
weeks.
said sent you a video with a video before he ran. Okay, I'll go check it right now to see. We'll play it too. So yeah, I just wanted to try to get a sequence of events there to try and put it
Yeah.
together of what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like what was going on first? You know what come first there? This right here says this was 17 hours ago. It says authorities focused their attention on the Cheatham County dam looking for Riley. So this is day 13 of the search.
Who vanished after a night downtown 13 years ago. Thanks for being with us tonight.
They said 13 years ago. They meant 13 days ago.
Oh gosh. Oopsie.
That was a mess up on their part. Yeah.
At 6, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Kelsey Gibbs. Carrie is on assignment, and a nonprofit normally called out to help with natural disasters is now helping with the search and bringing volunteers from all over.
And we want to get right out to News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell. He is standing by on Gay Street, right near the Cumberland River. And that was, I understand, Kelsey, right where Riley was last seen.
That's exactly right. And Aaron, we were hearing that police are focusing on this search area a little further down Cumberland River, right?
Exactly, Kelsey and Rory. They were about 40 miles or so down the Cumberland next to the Cheatham Dam, working with the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office to look along the river. But there are also dozens of volunteers out here searching for Riley and hoping and praying for the best. All eyes are on the Cumberland River as the search continues for Riley Strain.
Somehow, Riley may have fallen into the river and was swept away by the current. The current was very, very swift on the day that he disappeared.
The 22-year-old has been missing for 13 days now. In addition to law enforcement, the United Cajun Navy is now helping, who typically helps those impacted by natural disasters, bringing in airboats.
His boat is equipped with lighting that is adjustable in color to best inspect the water that you're on.
And a hovercraft.
You have to keep an eye on the stuff that's sticking up, because they get the skirts and stuff. You don't have to write anything on the water because I got 8 inches of clearance when it comes up on cushion.
Rick LaCroix, a retired Alabama conservation officer, is hoping for the best outcome.
But we just do the best we can and hope for the best and pray that things will turn out and at least these folks will get some closure.
While they work one area, law enforcement is searching for Riley at the Cheatham Dam. Video from Metro Police show helicopters flying over the water, the grassy areas, and the embankment.
Large rocks, loose rocks, dead trees, loose dirt, loose bricks, tree branches, tree roots. Very, very treacherous to navigate.
MNPD worked with the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office, opening and closing the dam, looking at the debris floating up, but did not find anything. David Flagg, the National Director of Operations for the United Cajun Navy, says they're not giving up.
We are going to continue to pray as a group and as individuals that the Lord leads us to him and helps us find him, bring him home to his family.
And in addition to the United Cajun Navy in law enforcement, there are dozens of volunteers out here passing out flyers, talking to folks, asking if they've seen Riley. Now, that nonprofit, they're going to be out here the rest of the week. They're actually bringing in another boat, and they're also bringing in search dogs to assist in these search efforts. And we have a full timeline of Riley's disappearance posted over on newschannel5.com. I'll send it back to you all.
Thank you for that update, Aaron. We're following this.
So, yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah, they said I was watching something earlier. I think it was another spokesman for the United Cajun Navy too, said the conditions of the river the night that he went missing were completely different than they are now, and it was possible that he would have been swept away if he had fallen over into the water at that time.
Well, yeah, and they said the undercurrent was really
bad.
strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
kind of it's kind of tough to know if he fell in and he was drunk with that, having a head injury.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
could have just,
They also said it looks like so different when you see it on TV, like the area in the embankment. It looks so different because it doesn't look as bad as it actually is. So it's been really hard for them
Well, yeah,
to
and
research that.
if you
And
pay
it's possible
attention
to
to
get dogs down too, I guess.
that video that I just had on, they're actually
Mhm.
down there. That's the real, you know what I'm saying? That's footage of what it looks like down there.
Yep. Yep. They were asked about the cadaver dogs and the search dogs, and again, I said the same thing. It would be really hard to get the dogs down to that
Oh
area for
yeah,
search
yeah, for
candidates.
sure.
So it's been
Because
difficult.
and not only that though, that dirt, it's like dirt slash like kind of like sandy, you know what I mean? And it's really like as soon as you start going like almost like it's like rocky, when you start falling down it, you like slide down it. You know what I mean? With the river,
Yep,
the
yep.
rock.
It's really silty, like
Yeah, it's kind
riverbed
of hard
material.
to. Yeah, so if he started slipping and sliding or sliding down there, or you know what I mean, or even dropped anything and tried sliding down there, I mean, it would be very hard to get it, get back up on
Hell,
his feet,
it could have even been a case of that ankle. He could have.
I mean,
he
look at it
started
right
down
here.
like-
This is just, I mean,
Yeah.
look at it right here. Just from this angle right here. And that's where they were at. They were right here. And I mean, this is where he was walking. So he could have fallen over the top of that. He could have fallen over the side of that,
So if you
I mean,
think
he
about
could
it
have dropped
too,
something.
theoretically, he could have dropped, say the family saw him where he was thrown up. That's when he had the debit card in his front pocket. He realized it fell. He started walking down the other end of the bridge to see if there was a way to get down to go to it. And in trying to get to the debit card to get it, something happened in between that point. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not just going to jump over the bridge to get his debit card or something else that fell over. He was logically, I know he's drunk, but logically you'd think he would say, I need to find an access point to get down to get my shit, you know? That's what I would think anyway. So in trying to do that, something could have happened.
See, at first they said they didn't even think anything happened in the water. So that's kind of what threw it off to begin with. You know what I'm saying? At first I'm like, well, what do you mean that you don't think anything happened in the water? Or it couldn't have been water. What the heck? So I was like, well, what are they privy to something we don't know about then, or what? What was our okay, hold on. Where was we at when we did our, let's see here. Was it Gain first? Is that where we were at?
What'd you say?
Was it Gay and First Street? Is where we were at.
I thought Broadway. No?
Was it Broadway? I thought it was First Street. Hold on 1 second. Let's put this on. I don't know. Chaos was up here with us when we were looking it up, so she gave me the address.
Got it.
Woodstock makes a good point.
In the back. What was it?
He's 6'6" or 6'7". He's got very long legs. Could have even very easily fell over, especially after whacking his head, because this would have been post the head smack.
I mean, if his bank card was found down there, that makes sense that fell out of his pocket because he was wearing a button down. That really makes sense, Allie, what you said.
Did you see those
Yeah, and the more I think about it, the more I think that, honestly, not the alcohol, but more so the injury at the beginning when he falls into that concrete is the reason why he's
Did you see those orange markers
You know what I mean?
as he was walking in that footage with JLR? Did you see those 2 orange markers that were painted on the ground by the stone fence?
No. Who's this dropping links person in the back?
And I agree, Rowena. Yes, with the head injury, that could be easily why he was.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Why? What are
my
they
theory.
dropping? What do you mean?
Absolutely.
Well, I was gonna say we're good on links, baby. We got this. You're dropping the same ones we've already played, honey.
I know,
what I'm
what is
saying?
that?
We've already played these, so you don't have to keep coming up dropping them. All right, baby.
Oh, got it. Okay, I was like, who is this?
Yeah,
Like,
she
I
was
thought it
coming
was
up
a
and
troll
dropping
or
links.
something.
These are all links. She's dropping links. We've already played all this.
Got it.
She's just filling up the back chat, you know.
Now, other medical people can correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it that within like the first hour of like hitting your head real bad is the most critical time? Like that's when it can progress into something like way worse. Like have
Right?
you
Yeah, for sure.
went and sought
Yeah.
medical attention?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it could have
Yeah.
progressively gotten worse. That's why he started vomiting. When you
Yeah.
get a head
As he
injury
was
like that.
walking, the concussion, the brain injury, all of that could have been
Mhm.
coming on, and generally that comes with
Over
head
time.
pain,
Yep.
blurred vision. Sometimes can have slurred speech, dizziness, like ringing in the ears. All of those things could have been happening to him as he was moving, and that would also explain for the uncoordinated movement, the herky jerky, all of that. Okay, for future pipes and etc. Okay, thank you, Mystery.
Where was the like homeless encampment that the guy was with his shirt on? How far was that away from the bridge? Do you guys know?
Okay, so from what I'm understanding, and I may have this all wrong, but from what I'm understanding, where that the debit card was found down the
Yeah.
way on the other on the other side is like down, like I guess it would be ahead farther, because back would be down, so up ahead farther on that same side there's a homeless encampment.
Okay. Oh, so not so far away. Okay.
Now, is it only that one guy that found the shirt? Is he the only one that saw the shirt? Like, is he saying this is where I found it, this is where I got it, and nobody else saw it, nobody else walked by it? It was just. See, I was wondering that if there was any other reports of seeing the shirt by anybody, or if
Oh.
he was the only one.
Oh no. Was it the button down shirt that the homeless guy was wearing?
Supposedly, yes.
Oh, so that's easy
And it
to
was the
spot.
guy and the lady who said that she saw him wearing it said it was very noticeable because it was very long on him. You know, he was very tall, and the guy that was wearing it was about 5'8", 5'9", so it would have been longer on him.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Interesting.
Shit, that would have been hanging at his knees.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was very big on him,
So-
she said.
That's why it stuck out. Uh-huh. Mm. And had puke on it. Like a lot?
I don't know. I don't know, Ellie, how much. They said that you could tell it had vomited. It had vomit on it. So I don't know.
And he supposedly just wiped it off and put it on. I don't know. I mean, there's always, pure speculation. There's always a chance if nobody else saw the shirt hanging at that part of where he said he found it, that he did come across him on the embankment after falling over and something happening, and I don't want to say took advantage of the situation, but you understand what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's a drunk kid just laying there, not him not thinking, like, there's a possibility this kid's in major trouble, and I don't know. That's just pure speculation, though.
Because why was he like not seen anywhere else after that? You know, so they think, yeah.
Yeah, last ping on the phone there, or the family track or whatever that was, and
Was there too at the
yeah,
bridge.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
What
That
I
makes
forget
sense. Like two
what
drops
app.
is.
Yeah, it was some tracking app, I guess, or I forget what exactly it was,
Oh,
but it was right there.
like
It was
life by, yeah,
yeah, something like that.
those family ones. What was the one that he was a Kylie that they kept talking about? Life,
Life
it was like a,
360.
Life 360.
yes, yes.
That's the same that they used in the Watts.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and last ping of his Apple Watch too. Trainwrecker Lover says, if I'm not mistaken, and last ping on
See,
Apple Watch.
Oh wow.
Shit.
this poor boy, this family, it makes me think back, like, how many of these things do it goes back to like the Dave Paulides thing where they go missing near water. The missing 411 Dave Paulides thing. That's what it makes
Yeah.
me always think back to.
Water is so like dangerous. Do you know what I mean? It's so could be. Look at what the Kylie, you just water is.
Yeah, especially at night too. It's
Who's
another
that
big
singer
factor.
that drowned? Like that. He was like 27 club, and was it 27 Club? Jeff Buckley? Maybe? I don't know.
Not to change the
Sorry, I
subject or
just can't
anything.
see him going down in there. I just can't see him going down in there. He doesn't seem like he's somebody that would like even venture down into this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But if
Like,
he
not
dropped his bank card,
I don't even think if he lost his card would he go down in that shit. You
It's
know?
possible somebody could have flung. Listen, it's possible somebody could have flung it over
Here,
the edge.
just still are back here in the dark. So this is what it looks like in the dark when he's walking. See, he was walking down this way.
yeah.
We just had the car going underneath of this right here on the maps.
Yep.
I
Another
just was
thing,
driving the car by this for you guys.
another thing I thought too. I'm not familiar with this kind of landscape, but and maybe he wasn't either. But sometimes it looks like it's just a bridge over land. Like a bridge to
Right.
go over railroad tracks or whatever. So maybe it's possible you might have thought, hey, it's just one of those bridges that just doesn't go over water. I don't know if you're not familiar with the place. It was something I thought of.
Like
You're
a
walking
footbridge,
and
an elevated footbridge.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
because if you don't know, I mean, you're not gonna know.
yeah, because like in downtown, a lot of cities, where they have like elevated trains and or like trains, and they have the things that go over, and then you have bridges, and it's to go over something like property, not really a river or waterway. I don't know. Forget it.
No, it's definitely something to think about because, again, he wasn't from Nashville. He was from the University of Missouri. He was in town for a formal event with his fraternity brothers.
Yeah, you turn the wrong
So,
way, and it's very sharp, steep banks. So I mean, it's easy to have got to a point, been like, oh shit, wrong way, and I don't know. But yeah, there's just so many possibilities, and I find that his shirt is so distinctive. Like I don't, I mean, I don't, maybe I don't get out much, but I'd like the two colors in the pocket thing. That's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like more people would have like remembered him.
well,
this
I
is
mean,
this is a update from 19 minutes ago. So,
Oh, wow. What's going on?
most current.
The search for Missouri college student Riley Strain continues today and includes the waters of the Cumberland River. We have a live report now from two different points of the river. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry is live on Gowers Island near Ashland City with an update on the search plans there.
Yeah, absolutely. This morning, officials tell me the water temperature is 54 degrees. And as they launched their boats this morning, they started at River Bluff Park. Now, they're searching via grid, using a grid search on Gower Island here. We just saw TWRA with the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office on that boat as well, searching this island, checking those river banks. Officials split up this morning with TWRA in the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office, originally heading towards Nashville, turning around to grid search this island here. In the Ashland Fire and Cheatham County EMA, heading towards the dam, scanning those waters along the banks as they go. At this time, officials say it's likely that if Riley did end up in the water, he would be along an embankment. So they really are checking those out as they go along here. Strain is 6 feet tall. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. And if you do see him or know anything about his whereabouts, you're asked to call MNPD at 615-862-8600. Live in Ashland City, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Thank you, Caitlin. And this morning, crews are also searching for Riley along the Cleeses Ferry boat ramp. That ramp is located in front of the Cumberland River near Annex Avenue in West Nashville. That's where News 2's Peyton Kennedy joins us live now with more on what the search efforts are looking like in that location. Peyton.
Exactly, Nicole. This has been a launching pad for some of the search efforts today. And so far, I've seen one Office of Emergency Management boat and a TWRA boat as well. The United Cajun Navy is here. The director tells me they have 2 airboats on the way, as well as tracking dogs to pick up a scent of Riley, hopefully, and drones that they'll be using as well. I'm told that they picked this point because it's downstream from where Riley was last seen and a common point for objects to get stuck along the way. The director of operations says he believes their most successful search will be at nighttime tonight because they can shine through the murkiness of the water. Now, tomorrow does mark 2 weeks since Riley went missing, and the director says they will keep doing what they can until all efforts are exhausted.
At this point, we're going to search until we reach a point where we say this is no longer viable. And at that time, we may pull resources out, but make sure that everybody involved is aware that the fact that if we need to come back, we're going to come right back.
Now, earlier this morning, we were in downtown Nashville along the Cumberland where Riley was last seen. I did not see a physical search happening at that time, but the Metro Nashville Police Department tells me they're going to be focusing a lot of their search today around barges where items may have gotten stuck underwater. Live in Nashville, Peyton Kennedy, News 2.
And some new information this morning. We have been asking questions about the night Riley Strain disappeared. He was caught on surveillance video near First Avenue and Gay Street. Metro Police tell us they have not been able to verify any claims about a homeless man seen wearing Riley Strain's shirt. But moments ago, Metro Police told us they believe Strain did get sick shortly after leaving camera view. Anyone with any information about this case is asked to contact Metro Police.
Okay, so they're saying he got sick shortly after this video right here. Correct? That's what they just said. So we're going with he left the so timeline would be he left the bar at 9:35. Was seen running afterwards, hit his head shortly after, and was seen on video walking slumped over at 9:46 down Broadway. Is that am I following that correctly?
Yes, ma'am. You're on it.
Yep. You're on it.
So, and then after he gets done, like once we see him walking slumped over, he continues to walk past this here, which they say he vomited after he gets out of camera view right here. Right. So that's where we're at. So here, let's see. So, okay. So so he's asked to leave the bar. Once he leaves the bar, he takes off running. Bam. Hits his head here.
It's so hard to hit that thing. It's awful.
Yeah, it's awful to watch it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that shit hurt like hell.
They had his height wrong. He's 6'5". He's not 6 foot. He's 6'5".
Yeah,
he's
some
tall.
even say 6'6". Yeah, he's very tall.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen they said 6'6" in one of the articles.
Yep.
I've never heard him addressed as 6 foot tall.
So if that was the first time, that was the first video of him hitting his head, it really does seem like it was a head injury that progressively got worse. Like,
yeah, that's I
as
mean, because holy
he
shit, he could have
continued
took that
to walk,
sweater off, you know, and laid down somewhere. And
he absolutely could have. I mean, he could have noticed, I mean, he could realize he threw up on himself and went to where would you find something to clean off with your water? I mean, if you're in that state of confusion,
Oh,
I don't
Love
know.
Shack said his entire frat was wearing those shirts. You could buy them at a local souvenir shop. It's like a frat shirt. So that's interesting. Maybe it wasn't his shirt then that guy had, if they're around, you know what I mean? It's not like a one in a, it looks like a very distinct shirt, but if it was like a local shirt.
well, no, they said it was his because it had vomit all over it, and that he wore
Well,
he had
yeah.
the homeless,
Oh,
the
yeah,
homeless
he vomited.
shirt on with the vomit on it. So we knew it was his. I mean, that's what they're saying is that he
Yeah.
vomited. You know what I mean? The people, and then there was people that came across him and talked to him. You know, stood there with him, I guess, or right after while he was getting sick on the bridge. Right, Allie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
That's what I
family
said.
that saw him and they saw him sick over the, like, leaning over, vomiting, and they were nervous for him, obviously, because he's a young kid. But they kept an eye on him, and I guess he just continued on his way, and they were going the opposite way, and that was their claim. That's what they said. So, so I just saw what Glenda said in the chat that he didn't run from the bar. He ran after confrontation with someone. Um, they said it wasn't a confrontation with him. It was actually a confrontation that he walked up on, and that's why he walked behind where the food truck is. So he walked behind the food truck to get away from the confrontation. And at some point, you do see him running, but they think it's a fight or flight kind of instinct because the person who was in the altercation started running. So he would have seen that guy coming up behind him and would have thought to run.
Yeah, that's funny to me though. I mean, just because the guy started to run, he's gonna run. But I mean, I could see someone just walking down the street and like maybe he
I
had
mean,
just crossed the
I think
street
I
and
would, to be honest with you, Packless. I think I would. Like if I
Oh,
was
have you
by
ever
really?
seen
myself
those
and I was
videos where they
intoxicated,
somebody goes by you running and you turn around and run with
I
them?
do not. You run. You run. I'm not going. I'm not
Yeah.
going the way that he's running from. I'm going with him. You
And
know.
I thought I was unmuted this whole time. Damn it! But anyhow, so this I was trying to. So he hit his head. Then he walks by. Cause see, this kind of lines up. Look, it does. It kind of lines up now once you watch it that way. You know what I'm saying? When you watch it the way it's supposed to be. Like you know what I'm saying? Back here. Let's see here. Where's he at?
It makes sense now, right? He hits his head, and then we see him walking
right
funny,
here. So yeah, like. Well, like you said, fight or flight. He could have been running because the other kid was running. Who knows? You know.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people
Or
are
he
like
could
that.
have
I'm
thought
like that.
his friends fighting, like those were his frat brothers fighting, and they all took off running. You know, and he ran too. You know, maybe he was under the impression of that. But either way, it lines up with what you guys were saying. Like it's so you know what I'm saying, hitting his head here, and this really is like a major thing in
yes,
like a major factor in this. But
and then think about the ankle that he rolled.
Right here, looks like he's holding
Yep.
his head, and they say if you get sick, they say if you go cross-eyed or get sick or anything like that, you're supposed to go to the emergency room right away. So it is kind of worrisome because once he once he like walks by right here, you see the construction stuff and you see the construction sign there. And that's where it picks here. You see the construction sign, you see where he starts walking.
Questions about the night Riley.
Right, like he's walking on his own little side there,
Yeah.
Over there. See over there, like he's walking over there, and then they say when he gets out of view of this, he gets sick. Well, I mean, if he just hit his fucking head and was walking slumped over, gets out of view of this, and then gets sick, I mean, that would totally make sense. Dazed and confused.
And if you think about it too,
That
that's
looks like
the last time that he's seen in video and footage. If that's the last time he's seen, I mean, if there were something that were to happen to him after the fact, after not being in that general vicinity, they would have footage of him. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's the last point of where he was at, was right there. His phone, his Apple Watch, they both went off at the same time.
I agree. There's a lot of video evidence and stuff, and everything leading to that point, and then nothing after that point.
Exactly.
But someone
Exactly
could
what
have.
I'm trying to say.
But if someone got him in a car, and like this other person saying in chat about the black car or whatever, I mean, then they're not going to find him there, and he could be anywhere at that point. So
Well,
I just
that's
feel
why
like there's a lot of people that saw him in that state going down there, and there's a lot of different you have the nice family that kind of looked after him for a minute or so, just to it's or whatever they did, and then you have other people that are already thinking they're looking for that to do some other stuff to them. So I mean, I don't know, man. It could be anything at this point, but with from the initial thing, all the evidence, all the video, everything is on person watches and phones and stuff all in right there, and it makes the most sense. But it could be anything. And I think the Madeline Soto press conference is going on now. Also,
Lover of the law. Oh yeah. Lover of the law says stepfather stated on Banfield last night. There's another video that's not been released yet that they've seen.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. See, I was wondering if it maybe had been the footage from inside the bar, because one of the spokesmen said that he was kicked out for quote unquote doing a good deed, and that would come to light, which makes me think that they do have footage from inside the bar. So I don't know necessarily if it's outside or if it's inside that they have. But I don't know.
You're watching from, welcome back into the stream center. Glad to have you with us. Of course, the subject matter today is going to be difficult as we anticipate update details coming in.
Yeah, this is a press conference for Madeline Soto. Should I start a different stream? Because this is for this one's for Riley Strand, Should I start a new one or should I play this on here?
I mean, I would say start a new stream, but that's just me. But it's up to you what you want to do.
Unless you change your title and add in Madeline Soto presser.
That too.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I stop it or should I just add it to there? I just don't want to take away from his case,
No, I hear you. Like I said, I would probably stop it and start a new one for this, just because this might be kind of a crazy press conference here.
That's true, and I think it starts in half an hour. I think it's at 2:00 Eastern.
Yeah, it's from 12:34 here.
Okay, so then we should. Oh wait, hold on.
I said go ahead and keep it going because we're all here. So just add to the title. All right, we'll just do that then.
In the form of an update from the Kissimmee Police Department in Central Florida at 2:00 Eastern. We are waiting for that feed to pop up. The moment that feed pops up, showing us, of course, the podium and anything.
Okay, there's a lot of people who are saying go ahead and change it, but they said just add the hashtags in and stuff. So what do you guys think?
I think that would, Queen, I think that's perfectly acceptable because you could do case coverage Thursday.
Well, I just don't want to, all right, here we go. We'll just...
Something else going on, and Kissimmee Police will, of course, take that press conference live. One of the main, of course, functions of the Stream Center is to provide you with high-quality live feeds from across the country and around the world. Today, we are talking about Madeline Soto. It has been 3 weeks since her body was found in the woods in Central Florida, and of course 3 weeks since the swift arrest of her mother's boyfriend, who you've seen on your screen, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns. There you see him there, being transported by the local sheriff's office there in Central Florida. Again, this all happening really in the Orlando area. Stearns was arrested on February 28th on charges of sexual battery, possession of child sexual abuse material, after detectives found disturbing images and videos on his phone. These videos and pictures, these images were criminal and sexual in nature, according to investigators. This is one bad guy, according to police. He faces now, as of last week, an additional 60 counts, 8 counts total of sexual battery of a child under the age of 12, 5 counts of sexual battery with a child between 12 and 18, 7 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation, 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child. It's a long list of charges that Stearns faces. Not included in those charges, however, is anything directly connected to Madeline Soto's death. And so, of course, with the press conference that was announced today by Kissimmee Police themselves calling this 2 o'clock press conference, there is an anticipation widespread across social media that there could be additional charges that Stearns faces, of course, depending on how the investigation has played out behind the scenes over the last several weeks. We have, of course, seen the arrest affidavit that has come out, but we haven't seen any direct evidence come out other than what was stated at the press conference, the video evidence that they had, that Madeline Soto was seen on video, captured by a camera, being seen not alive in Stearns' vehicle on the morning of her disappearance, that, of course, being February 26th, when she, again, for those of you unfamiliar with the Madeline Soto story, we'll kind of backtrack here for a second. Young girl who we were led to believe was dropped off near her middle school. Of course, she never made it to that middle school that Monday morning on really a pretty ordinary, normal day of school life in Florida. Never made it. And that, of course, set off the alarm bells with Madeline Soto's mother, Jen Soto, who ended up calling 911, contacting the authorities. A missing child alert in Florida was issued. A massive search took place in Central Florida and beyond. But it was just several days later that Madeline Soto's remains were found not too far away in Central Florida in a wooded area. Authorities say that Stearns is the prime suspect in this case, but charges, again, as we noted, have not yet been filed. Any charges anywhere filed directly connected to Madeline Soto's death. And so the anticipation is today that we could, at the very minimum, learn more as to when those charges could be filed. If not, this could be very well a formal announcement of charges, whether it's against whether it's against Stearns or if there's any additional parties that could be part of this. Now, I say that because people who follow me know that I don't ignore the chatter on social media. In fact, #HJB is just primarily a vessel for me to spotlight your comments. We're going to spotlight your comments coming up here in just a moment. But I don't ignore social media chatter. And the chatter on social media, there's a curiosity as to the role that Madeline Soto's mother played in all of this. Jen Soto.
I hate to say this, but I think this press conference has a little something to do with her being arrested.
I agree.
Or maybe having more involvement. I'm not sure what, but something's going on.
Who, in the days after Madeline's disappearance, was seen doing interviews with local media, talking and pleading with the public for help, doing everything that she could.
Yeah, she's been MIA of late.
Madeline. And Soto has been a person that people have focused in on social media. I'm here to point out, of course, that there has been no evidence, nothing put forth by investigators that Jen Soto had anything to do with Madeline Soto's death. That is a fact at this present time. However, social media wants to know exactly what role Jen Soto had in her daughter's life as this alleged abuse was taking place at the hands of Stearns, who was the live-in boyfriend with Madeline Soto and her mother over an extended period of time before, of course, she went missing, before Madeline went missing, and before she was killed. So Jen Soto, again, I'm going to look into the camera and just tell everybody here, Jen Soto has not been charged with anything. There has not been anything put out by investigators or deputies to suggest that she is accused of anything criminal in nature. But people want to know what the household dynamic was like. And if Madeline Soto was being abused, was Jen Soto aware? And is Jen Soto really what this boils down to? Was Jen Soto a victim in this, being part of a abusive household that was run by Stearns? And was there just a palpable amount of fear that transpired and was present in their lives over really these last few years or last few months? Or is Jen Soto at all responsible? These are the questions that people are asking, is whether or not Madeline Soto's mother has any role to play in what transpired with her daughter's tragic death. Jen Soto, of course, again, not being charged with anything. There has not been the notion put forth by investigators that she is, of course, going to be charged, or that there's any evidence to suggest that. However, social media wants to know what the household dynamic was like. And so one thing that's of course curious, and one thing that stands out to me, is that when Jen Soto does these interviews with local media in the aftermath of Madeline's disappearance, you see Stearns lurking in the background. And that, of course, communicates to us, is there potentially a control element that was going on at that time? How much did Jen Soto know about what was going on with her daughter, and how much exactly did she know about what really transpired that Monday morning? These are the
those are some questions that, those are the questions that I'm sure they're going to be, getting answers to for sure.
This is going to be rough.
Yeah. Is he the only one playing it? Is he the only one that's going to have it?
I haven't looked.
Is there like a, how it comes on the news? Like, is there original, like a news, like Fox 35, or, I mean, is there, what news source is this on other than WFLA?
It's got to be on.
Fox Orlando will cover it. I'll see if I can find the link.
Yeah, it's down in Orlando, so there's got to be some local. WESH2? What's that, Chima? Fox 35? So the Orlando Police Department. Oh, Kissimmee PD. So Kissimmee PD may have it. Making a cup of coffee. I'll be right around the corner.
Alrighty.
The questions that people want to know, because people.
And you know what? I was going to say, I probably will. I'll just go ahead and stop this and start a different one. And then just off the end. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I don't want to do that. Riley, that's,
I get.
The conference is until 2:00 for me, and I have the link. I'll put it in the back for you. Of where you can go and click on it when it starts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm just gonna I'll just start a new stream, and then you guys, you wanted to pop back up, you're welcome to. I'm just gonna start, you know what I mean? Put it with her Madeline Soto press conference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's a wise idea now that we're realizing and you can cut this end part off, right? And do it as a little short.
Yep, and that's fine. Yep, that's what I'll do. I'll just edit the end part of it and take it off. All right, guys. I will catch you guys here in just a minute on the
See
next.
you in a bit. Everybody, go make your coffee.
Yep, get your drinks, and we'll be watching this, guys. Get your smokes, whatever you need. It's going to be a rough one, but thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. The getting the word out was great, and I appreciate that. We had almost 1,000. We had over 1,000 people today in chat, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the flip side.